I might be better at this game if it was 3D and I could just, jump over the tail. So that's what I set out to do in this video. I'm going to make a 3D first person or first snake game, snake perspective game type thing. So first things first, what makes the 2D version of Snake recognizable as Snake? Obviously, we got the snake that grows larger when it eats apples and loses when it hits a wall or its tail. Secondly, the map, it's an uncluttered square with walls. Next is the apples. They spawn around the map randomly and give you a point when you eat one. And you grow longer. That's all I think. This project's pretty simple. It shouldn't take too long. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the easiest part first, making the map. First, let's add this green and dark green texture, just like the original game, and just make it massive since I'll be adding some depth. Like adding some hills in the background and a skybox. Awesome. Now let's add some rock walls to keep the snake trapped, otherwise the game would last a very long time, I imagine. Even this is pretty big. I might just shrink it a bit more. There we go. Now there are 2 layers of protection. No great escapes for the snake now. Now the snake itself is pretty easy, since it's just an object that moves around and can snap, turn left and right in 90-degree arcs in the 2D version. For this 3D version, I will give the snake a bit more freedom. Now it can turn slowly or fast at your own discretion, at whatever angle you want. And I also added the ability to jump, or bob your head, I guess. I don't exactly know how this works with the snake. Alright, let's get the rest of the body on the snake. Okay, so now the body. This is probably the trickiest part of this project. There are many valid and invalid options to make this body grow and follow the player. I'm going with the easiest. The head will spawn a ball behind it at set intervals, so it looks like it has a body as it moves. Then I'll just make it so each ball disappears after a set amount of time, so that, it's representative of its length. So the snake is not measured by distance, but, more by time. So now to make the tail grow, we need to add apples, and add times to the tail each time an apple is eaten. So these apples will spawn randomly, either in the air or on the ground. Newton would cry if he saw this. So I'll also make it so the apple can't spawn inside the snake, obviously, but to prevent it from freezing if the game gets somehow 100% full of snake, it will only try 10 random locations every few seconds instead of just, pausing the game until it eventually finds a proper spawn point. At the moment, the snake is in and can't lose if it hits a wall or a tail. So I fixed that and added hitboxes and a lose screen that shows your, amount of apples collected and lets you restart, Keep pushing that ball, Sisyphus. Anyway, now that it's basically done, I'll give it a play and, well, this is the final product. So now that it's done, I wonder what I can add to it now. Maybe multiplayer or, add some more obstacles. Or maybe I'll just park it and move on to another project. Subscribe to find out, I guess. Leave some suggestions in the comments.